What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Verti here, and today I want to talk to you about something a little bit different than builds or guides. Well, actually, it's a whole lot of fucking different enchiladas. Today, we're going to talk about the Borderlands 4 announcement that happened a few days ago, the creator program, the Vault Network. You can see it on the screen right there. I've read the terms, and I decided that I'm not signing up, and that's because the fine print would mean giving up my ability to ever be fully honest with you guys. Now, let me explain. So what exactly is this program? It is basically 2K's way of giving creators quite a lot of perks. And I mean, I show it to you guys, right? I'm not gonna lie to you. When I first saw this, just scrolling through X, my mouth was salivating as well. There are some real heavy hitter bonuses in here. Early access to Borderlands 4 content and announcements. There's no reason to assume that the DLCs and the seasonal events and all that kind of things wouldn't fall into this category. There's a creator kit that includes promo material, game codes. There's a chance to be featured on official comms. There's a fast track or a priority consideration for paid collaboration opportunities. And then there are some nice to have things like a Discord community, a priority support from the dedicated community team. It all sounds amazing on paper, right? And if you're a small shitty channel like mine, this feels like winning the lottery. It feels like a fast track to getting a little bit more established. But this is where it gets tricky. There's a clause in the contract called a non-disparagement clause. And you know what? Let me show it to you guys on the screen so we can have a look at it together. There. So I highlighted all the parts that don't make it easier so that we don't have to read the whole thing, right? You hereby agree that you shall not, during the participation period or thereafter in perpetuity, directly or indirectly disparage GameSite and or 2K for the purposes of this agreement. Disparage shall mean making or publishing any false, untruthful, or misleading statements or other content which may reasonably be expected to adversely affect the business, public image, reputation, or goodwill of either GameSite or 2K or any of their third parties or any products. And this applies to past, present, or future products and services. You also acknowledge that you agree to this clause that it shall apply without limitation any kind of content on blogs, microblogs, such as X or YouTube. Now, there is an exception to that if you are testifying in a lawful court or under a valid subpoena, then this doesn't apply. But in plain English, this essentially means that if you say anything negatively, then 2K and the GameSite team are gonna have the right to have you take it down. And the first argument that I would wanna make as a layman against it is that it says that publishing false or untruthful or misleading statements, which sounds reasonable in the on the surface, but they are not defined anywhere in the document. So they can decide what they deem to be a misleading statement. And you're not gonna go as a small content creator to court against the big corporation, right? You're just gonna take it on the chin and take your content down. It has the potential to be exploited very heavily, and it literally applies as a gag order. And there is a few things that makes it even worse, right? It's not only why, like that, let's play a scenario. If Borderlands 5 drops in 2030 and it is shockingly terrible, well, if you were in this program, even if this program only lasted for a week, that means that you legally cannot talk about it negatively without breaking disagreement. That's what in perpetuity means. It means forever. Now, to add salt into this wound, it's any 2K IP and it's past, present, or future products or services. That is insanity. And look, I'm not saying that anybody who joins this program is a shill. I told you this in the beginning. This sounds amazing. And yet, 2K hasn't gone after anyone, not that I know of, and it hasn't happened yet, right? But a contract is a contract. So everyone will have to make their own decision. For me, honesty is everything. If Borderlands 4 blows me away, I'll hype it. And to be fair, I've been fucking hyping it for quite a few weeks now, but if it misses the mark and if they fuck up and ship something that is broken, I'll say so. And I cannot do that if I'm tied down by a legal contract. That's as simple as that. That is why I'm choosing to stay independent. And I see the irony. I'm saying that I'm choosing to stay independent when in reality it is a program that you have to be accepted to. I know all that, right? But I don't want to have any contracts, no restrictions, no corporate filter. I want to be able to give you guys real breakdowns, builds, guides, all the fun. I want to rip on them if I want to rip on them because they mess up. I want to do it the same way that all my favorite content creators have been doing it for decades. And this is exactly how I want to run my channel as well. So, and I just realized this is going to be pretty fucking funny because I'm going to ask you guys to subscribe to the channel, right? If you want to have unfiltered Borderlands 4 content, sub to the channel, right? I mean, given the fact that I may have just killed my channel because I'm up to still under 100 subscribers at the making of this video, and I just said that this is a gag order, I don't know if I'm going to be very popular with the Gearbox guys, but I feel like that this is something that people should at least understand. That is always a risk-reward scenario to everything in life, right? So the reward is that you get a whole lot of fucking goodies. But the risk is that you may be silenced if you really want to go on the offensive and then band up against if they mess up something. It is all hypothetical because the game is not released yet, right? So maybe I'm talking out of my ass and I'm making a mountain out of a molehill. But I don't want to be contractually tied down, and I'm reading a lot of contract because of work outside of YouTube, and this just doesn't feel like anything that I want to be a part of, right? But either way, let's stop with that. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video or if you appreciate honesty or whatever it is that we're going to try to do here. And let's get back to melting faces with some good ass fucking builds in Borderlands 4, right? Hopefully after release. We're almost there, right? We can do this with one leg standing. And of course, as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.